Welcome back. So, we are at the last part of this lecture series. I hope that you have enjoyed all the previous parts. Here we are going to test our knowledge. Now, remember that if you have studied the theory carefully and if you have solved the questions, then these JEE questions that I am going to discuss, you are going to find them very easy. So, let's start. Now, the first question says that the ellipse E1, there is an ellipse given. It's actually inscribed in a rectangle whose sides are parallel to the coordinate axes. So, there is an ellipse which is inscribed in a rectangle. So, let's say that this is an ellipse which is inscribed in a rectangle like this, and whose sides are parallel to the coordinate axes. Another ellipse E2 passing through the point 0, 4 circumscribes the rectangle. That means this is the ellipse, this is the second ellipse which circumscribes the rectangle, and this is passing through this point which is 0, 4. So what we need to do is that we need to find its eccentricity. So let's start. Now the equation of first ellipse, that is E1, now this inner one is E1, it's known. So if this equation is known, then I know that this point is actually 3, 0. If this point is 3, 0 and we know that this length is 2 units, that means we got one point, that is 3, 2. So this point is on the ellipse E2, and the ellipse also passes through 0, 4. If you see, then the length of semi-minor axis of E2 is actually 4. So now various things are clear. If I move, then I know that B is equals to 4 and the ellipse passes through 3, 2. So I can write the equation of this ellipse as x square by a square plus y square by 16 is equals to 1. This ellipse passes through 3, 2. That means 9 by a square plus 4 by 16 is equals to 1. That means 9 by a square is equals to 12 by 16. Or I can say that a square is equals to 16 into 9 divided by 12. That means 3, 4, 4, 4. That means a square is 12. So I got a square, I got b square. Now one thing to note down is that b square or b is greater than a square. That means our formulas for eccentricity are going to change. The eccentricity that I am going to write down is e square is equals to square root of 1 minus a square by b square. That means square root of 1 minus 12 by 16. So this is actually 1 square root of 16 minus, that is 4 by 16, or 1 by 4, that is e square. E is plus minus 1 by 2. This is actually e. So e is plus minus 1 by 2, but again, as we know that eccentricity cannot be negative, so my eccentricity is 1 upon 2. That means option number C is correct. Let's move now to the next question. The next question says that let P be a point and Q be another point. So there are P and Q, those are two different points, P and Q, where their y coordinates are less than 0. These are the endpoints of latus rectum of ellipse. So these are the two endpoints of latus rectum, and they lie in either third quadrant or fourth quadrant, that is below x-axis, because their y coordinates are less than 0. So that means they are the bottom ends of latus rectum of ellipse. The equation of ellipse is this. The equation of parabola with latus rectum PQ. So we need to find those equation of parabolas which have this PQ as latus rectum. Let's see what the question is trying to say. Here you can see that these two are the latus rectum and these are the focuses. So let me name that one of them point as P and one of the point as Q. So these are the endpoints of latus rectum which have their y coordinates negative. Now the line joining PQ is actually an latus rectum to parabola. That means the parabolas are like this. Either the parabola can be like this, or either the parabola can be like this. So these are the two parabolas possible. One having its a less than 0, that is the first term, and one having its a greater than 0, that is this one. Greater than 0, coefficient of x square is a, as we know from quadratic equations. So a greater than 0, that means it's concave upwards, which is the concave upwards, this one, and a less than 0, that means concave downwards. So PQ can be lattice rectum of any of these two parabolas. I don't know which one, so we'll find it out. The equation of ellipse is actually x square plus 4y square is equals to 4. So the equation of ellipse is x square plus 4y square is equals to 4. Okay, so let's start by solving it. First of all, I would like to know the coordinates of PQ. How I can know the coordinates of PQ? I know that this point is AE comma 0 and this point is minus AE comma 0, which are the focuses, because lattice rectum passes through focus. So let's convert this equation of ellipse into standard form. X square by 4 plus y square by 1 is equals to 1. Clearly a square is greater than b square, so it's a standard ellipse. Now, what is AE? It's eccentricity. First of all, we need to find out the eccentricity. So eccentricity is given by E is equals to square root of 1 minus b square by a square. So we are going to get E as root 3 by 2. Now AE, that means this coordinate is minus root 3 comma 0. This coordinate is root 3 comma 0. That means this line is actually x is equals to minus root 3 and this line is actually x is equals to root 3. These two lines intersect the ellipse. So if I place their value in the ellipse, I will get their y coordinates. Look how. If I put x as root 3, that means 3 plus 4y square is equals to 4. That means y square is going to be 1 by 4, or y is actually plus minus 1 upon 2. Now clearly if you see the question, what is written in the question is that y1 is less than 0 and y2 is also less than 0. That means we are going to take y as negative. That means I am going to take y as minus 1 by 2. So the P point becomes minus root 3 comma minus 1 by 2. Q points become minus root 3, plus root 3 comma 1 by 2. These are the coordinates. I can clearly see that the equation of line PQ is actually y equals minus 1 by, y equals minus 1 by 2. That means this point is minus 1 by 2 comma 0. Also remember that this is focus. This is focus of parabola. That means this point is a comma 0. Okay, this point is a comma 0, but we can see that the center of ellipse is not at origin. So we can't say that this is a comma 0 actually, because center of parabola is not origin. So we can't take it directly as a. So we have to turn our solution. We know that length of lattice rectum is always 4a, irrespective of where the parabola lies. That means 4a is actually equals to 2 root 3. From here I can sense that my a is actually root 3 by 2. Why I am so much concerned about a is because the vertex of parabola is actually a distance away from its focus. That means minus 1 by 2 is actually a distance away from this. So this distance and this distance is actually this a. So if this coordinate is minus 1 by 2 comma 0, then the coordinate of this this vertex will be minus 1 by 2 and then root 3 minus root 3 by 2 less. That means this coordinate is minus root 3 by 2. So it's actually on y-axis. So what I'm going to write is minus, it's actually 0 comma minus root 3 minus 1 by 2. This coordinate will become 0 comma root 3 minus 1 by 2, because it's root 3 above and root 3 below. Now we got the vertex of our parabolas and I know my 4a as well. What is 4a? 4a is the length of lattice rectum. So how I am going to write? I am going to write it down as y square. Now I am not going to change y because y coordinate of vertex lies on y-axis is equals to 4a, that is 2 root 3 times, one of them will be y square is equals to 4ax. How I got this? Because I know that y square is equals to 4x parabola is like this. It's concave upwards and facing up. So this is y square is equals to 4ax. So 4a is written, and what is my x? Okay, now but this parabola is actually like a quadratic equation, so its form has to be like this. X square is equals to 4ay, so 2 root 3 and y. Now what is y? Y is actually y minus its coordinate of vertex. That means 1 times it's going to be minus root 3 minus 1 by 2. Another time it's going to be x square is equals to 2 root 3 y minus root 3 minus 1 by 2. That means there can be two possible equations, and yes, we know because as I already told you that one parabola goes like this, other goes like this. That means if this is it, then let's simplify it. That means my equations will become x square is equals to root 3y plus root 3 times root 3 plus 1. So this is actually 2y. And then my second equation will become x square is equals to 2 root 3y minus root 3 plus 1. So these are the two equations. So that means that the option that is correct is x square, and we need to bring the y term on the same side. That means x square minus 2 root 3y. So x square minus 2 root 3y, that means till now it's either b or d, minus 2 root 3y is equals to either it's 3 plus root 3, okay, there is a root 3 outside as well, so it's 3 plus root 3, so it's 3 plus root 3, that means option number B is correct. So this was a good question actually which came in JEE 2008. It involves a very good concept that you cannot take this thing as a comma 0 straight away, which is the focus of parabola. You cannot take it because its vertex, the vertex of parabola lies somewhere else. Moving on to the next question. The next question says that find the equation of common tangent in first quadrant. That means our tangent is like this. It has to be in first quadrant. It's common to circle and ellipse. As you can see that the tangent is common to both circle and ellipse. And we need to also find the length of intercept of tangent between coordinate axes. That means we need to find the distance between this point and this point. This is the length of intercept between the coordinate axes. So this question came in JEE 2005, and let's proceed. Now we know that the equation of ellipse, general equation of ellipse is given by y is equals to mx plus minus square root of a square m square, that is 25 m square plus 4. Now this is a general equation of tangent to ellipse. If this tangent is also tangent to circle, then I know that a perpendicular from its center will be equal to radius. That's the property. That perpendicular from center to a tangent is radius. So if I convert it in standard form, that is y minus mx plus minus square root of 25m square plus 4 is equals to 0. And if I draw the perpendicular from origin, that means it will be plus minus square root of 25m square plus 4 divided by square root of 1 plus m square. This perpendicular distance has to be equal to 4. We needed one condition on m to get the value of m, and this is the condition, the required condition. If I whole square, I will get 25m square plus 4 is equals to 16 plus 16m square. From here I get m square is equals to, I get 12 by 9. That means m is actually equals to plus minus 2 by root 3. Remember, we are going to take m as minus 2 by root 3. Why? Because this is the tangent. That means its slope is negative because it's making obtuse angle. So if this is the condition, then I am again going to write my equation of tangent putting m as minus 2 by root 3. That means my equation will become y is equals to minus 2 by root 3 x plus minus square root of a square, that is 25 m square, that is 4 by 3 plus b square, that is 4. So what I got from here is that root 3y is equals to minus 2x plus minus square root of 1112. If I rewrite it, root 3y plus 2x is equals to plus minus, this is actually 4 root 7 as 16 sevens as 112. So this is our answer. Now again we need to actually find out the length of intercept. So if I put x is equals to 0, I get y as 4 root 7 by 3. Obviously it has to be positive because if you recall the figure, it is cutting positive y-axis. Again, if I put y is equals to 0, I get x as 2 root 7. This has to be positive as well. Now we need to find out distance between these 2 points. That's it. So distance between these 2 points will be, that is the length of intercept will be square root of, this is y square, that is this is root 3. So 112 by 3, and the next one will be 7 4s are 28. That means this is actually 8 is 24, carry over to the 6 7 8, and 112 plus divided by square root of 3. This is actually 196, that is 14 by root 3. So this is the length of intercept, 14 by root 3. Let's proceed. The next question says that we need to find out the locus of midpoint of intercept of tangents drawn from an external point to the ellipse between the coordinate axes. That means, what does the question means is that suppose there is this ellipse. From any point outside a tangent has been drawn. Okay, we need to find out the locus of midpoint of this tangent. Let's say this midpoint be h comma k. What is the equation of ellipse that is given? The equation of ellipse is x square plus 2y square is equals to 2. So the equation is x square plus 2y square is equals to 2, or you can say that x square by 2 plus y square is equals to 1. Now let's say this length be L, that is, if I name them, let's say AB be L. If AB is equal to L and let's say this angle be theta, then what I can say, the coordinate of B is L cos theta comma 0. Similarly, coordinate of A is 0 comma L sin theta by resolving the components. That means my H is L cos theta by 2 and my K is L sin theta by 2. So we have found out the coordinate of center in terms of our actual values. Now what we need to do is that we know that if these two are the points, so the equation of line joining these 2 points will be y minus y1, that is 0, is equals to y2 minus y1, that is L sin theta minus 0 divided by x2 minus x1, that is minus L cos theta x minus L cos theta. Okay, now you will get to know what I am doing. This is y is equals to minus tan theta x and then plus L, and this is this will be L sin theta. So remember that this is actually our equation of tangent. If this equation of tangent is tangent to ellipse, then we know that c square is equals to a square m square plus b square. So that's it, we need to put the value. C square, that is L square sin square theta, is a square, that is 2, m square, that is tan square theta, plus b square, that is 1. Now you'll still say me that where is my solution? Just wait. Divide it. 1 is equals to, divide by L square sin square theta. It is actually 2 divided by L square cos square theta plus 1 divided by L square sin square theta. Now we have reached to a condition where I can directly replace the value of h and k in terms of L cos theta and L sin theta. Look how I will do it. 1 is equals to L square cos square theta by 4. That means I need to multiply by 2, I need to divide by 2. So L square cos square theta by 4 is actually 1 upon 2. This is h square plus again k square is L square sin square theta by 4. So multiply by 4, divide by 4. That means 1 upon 4 k square. So this is the required locus, that is 1 is equals to 2 by x square plus 1 upon 4y square. That is the correct answer, 2x square 4y square, 2x square 4y square. Option C is correct. Now let's move to the last question. The question says that the value of theta which we need to find, for which the sum of intercept on axis by tangent at this point on the ellipse is least. That means we need to find out such value of theta where theta is between 0 to pi by 2 such that its intercept is least. This question is very easy actually. What do we know? Equation of tangent from this point will be what? 3 root 3 cos theta x, okay, that is divided by 27 plus y, that is sin theta y is equals to 1. That's it. Now what do we need to find out is that sum of intercepts. So we need to find out intercepts actually. Now if I put x is equals to 0, then what intercept I am going to get? My intercept will be y is equals to 1 upon sin theta, that is cosec theta. If I put y is equals to 0, the value of x that I am going to get is actually this will be sec theta, that is 3 root 3. So 3 3 is 9, 9 3 is 27, yeah, 3 root 3 sec theta. Now x is 3 root 3 sec theta, y is cosec theta, that is the intercept. If I need to find out the sum of intercept, so the sum of intercept will be 3 root 3 sec theta plus cosec theta. Let it be some f of theta. We need to minimize this theta because it's least. So if I go to minimize, then I am going to straight away differentiate it. That means 3 root 3 d by dx of sec theta is sec theta multiplied by tan theta, and then d by dx of cosec theta is minus cosec theta into cot theta. Now this has to be equal to 0 if this is the point of maxima or minima. But how we are sure that this is the minima? Again, you can use the d square y by dx square. So this is f dash theta. Let's differentiate it. So first of all, let's simplify this expression. That is, this expression is actually 3 root 3 sin theta divided by cos square theta minus, this is actually cos theta divided by sin square theta is equals to 0. So this expression is actually 3 root 3 sin cube theta minus cos cube theta is equals to 0. This is f dash theta. Now how we are so sure that this is the least value? So if this is the least, if this, that means the value from here that we are going to get is tan cube theta is equals to 1 upon 3 root 3, or tan theta as 1 upon root 3, or theta is coming from here as pi by 6. But how I am sure that this is the least? Because let's find out the f double dash theta. F double dash theta will be 3 root 3 multiplied by sin cube theta, differentiation is 3 sin square theta, d by dx of sin theta is cos theta, minus cos cube theta, differentiation is 3 cos square theta, d by dx of cos theta is minus sin theta is equal let's say we need to find out its value, so let's not keep it equal to 0. That means this minus minus will make it plus. If I simplify, I will get 9 and this is 3 this is a 9, yeah, 9. I can take 9 common, or let's not take anything common. So let's write it like this: 3 root 3 sin square theta, I can write it as 1 minus cos square theta and of cos theta, plus 3 cos square theta, I can write it as 1 minus sin square theta of sin theta. Okay, now this is actually, if I take all these things common, then that means 3 root 3 cos theta minus cos cube theta. Similarly, this is 3 and sin theta minus 3 sine cube theta. Now it is already given that theta belongs between 0 to pi by 2. That means all of them are positive and less than 1. If cos is less than 1, then cos cube theta will be obviously smaller than cos theta. Similarly, if 3 sin theta is smaller than 1, or sorry, sin theta is smaller than 1, then sin cube theta will also be further smaller. That means this expression is positive, this expression is positive, so f double dash is actually positive, which means that f dash will give you minima. So now we can put the value. That means, now remember, we need to put value in f of theta because that is the intercept. So that means f of theta will become 3 root 3 sec pi by 6. That means cos pi by 6 is actually multiplied by root 2 plus cosec pi by 6, that is again root 2. So this becomes root 3 common, 3 root 2 plus 1. This is the answer. But wait, we need not to find out the intercept, we need to find out only theta, which we found out here only. Theta is actually pi by 6. This is the correct answer because we just need to find out the angle. So that's the angle. Meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can log on to askiitns.com and you can go to the discussion board. On this discussion board, you will form a form on the right hand side. Select the category in which category your question falls, post your question and get an answer. Here, the experts of Ask IITians will answer all your queries within 24 to 48 hours for free. Hi guys, so I hope that you have understood all the questions that I have solved. You could have also seen that instead of one question, that is the question number 2, all the questions were very easy and they were involving only the concepts of ellipse. So the questions of JEE are actually very easy. It's just that you need to have a good knowledge or actually a clear knowledge of each and every theory part. So we end this series of ellipse here. I hope you have enjoyed and you have understood all the things that I have taught you. Now, if you need some more chapters or some more videos on different chapters, you can anytime visit Ask IITians, and there we have recorded all the lecture series like this, and you can choose any of them and you can clear your concepts. Thank you for watching.